No, I mean, it's pretty much, I mean, my history, I mean, it's like, I got injured in the military, you know, it's like on duty. So my back surgery, when I went in, I was supposed to have my back surgery at UCI Irvine. I had a great job. I was a mechanical engineer. I went, you know, it was, 1 week before my surgery, they found out it was from an accident I had on duty in the military. So all of my workup and all my state disability had been exhausted. So they pulled the plug from my work insurance when, you know, like 1 week before my surgery and said, you have to go to the VA. So I went to the VA and ended up there for my medical care, which, you know, VAs are teaching hospitals, and what I will tell anyone is that you're still serving your country when you get out of the military. If you're going to a VA hospital, you're going to be dealing with students, you're going to be dealing with interns. It's like we're never finished serving our country. That continues well beyond our discharge from the military service. So people should really honor and respect that. And when politicians and everyone goes to work on the budget for VA, they should consider that this is America's doctors we're educating, and this is where that treatment's going to come. But so I ended up at the VA, and the students took out the wrong disc to start out with, and then they put the bone grafts in wrong, and then they drilled a hole in my spinal cord during the surgery. So that, you know, because it is a teaching hospital and mistakes are made everywhere, but this is kind of like, you know, I've been able to do these amazing things and make the best of it. But the worst part of it was they tried to expunge all the evidence of wrongdoing from my medical records and cover it up. So when I was in the hospital for these 3 months, I lost my job. I got you know, if your physical condition improves, you can reapply for your job. Lost my apartment because I was in the hospital for so long my bills weren't getting paid. I had $68 a month to live on when I got out of the hospital brand new to my wheelchair. So you develop strength, you develop survival techniques, you develop mental fortitude. Life throws curves at you all the time, and you know, whether you know it or not, you're actually developing what it takes to actually take on the next thing, if you will. You know, like I say, all the experiences that I had counted. I lost everything and had to start over. I ended up homeless, you know, and it took me 13 years to finally get all of my veterans benefits and to finally get a house and to finally, you know, I ended up in a tiny little apartment on the bad side of town and having to go to the VA for my personal care, you know, and having that taken care of there because I didn't have the IHSS and I didn't have the care that I needed. So, you know, and I didn't end up with the rehab that I needed. So I went out and took up sports again, and I got the rehab I needed that way. And I went and when I did get my benefits, I hired a personal trainer. And just everything that you do in life, you reach out and you touch lives, and your life is touched by every single thing that happens to you, whether it's good or bad. You can pool all those experiences together, and it helps you take on new challenges in life or whatever comes next.
At that time, that we had a health reform, would that have made a difference?
If we had what?
A health reform at that time, would that have made a difference?
It may very well have. I might not have, you know, been in the situation that I had. Like I say, I was able to get my outpatient care at the VA, but there are people who fall in the cracks or don't fit in one way or the other who aren't looked after. So, I mean, I'm not sure that I could have afforded it or been eligible. When you're a veteran, someone assumes that somebody else is going to take care of you. There are so many cracks for us to fall into. It's not funny. I mean, somebody thinks that, you know, your mom's going to take care of you. Somebody's going to take care of you. I had no one, and I was taking care of myself. And I wouldn't have allowed anyone, if I was close to anyone, to take care of me because I'm that independent. It's like, you know, if it's somebody's job to provide those services and I'm going to hire somebody to do it, that's what I'm going to do. It's not going to be a family member or someone else. So, I mean, IHSS is very important. But yeah, it might have made a difference. There might have been somebody, but like I say, I might not have also been eligible because of my veteran status. So, any other questions? What else do I have? Well, let's see. The next, well, if I can count it as a solo and go with a caregiver, I'm thinking about the road to Hawaii from California. So everybody be able to come see me off. Probably wouldn't happen for a couple years. Still paying off the other two, Ocean Rose. But within a couple years, I could probably have in the track record that I do could get sponsored for another row. There's also the possibility of a crew of 12 women rowing the Atlantic again that may be interested in having me go with them to set a record. So that would be a crew of 12 able-bodied women to set a speed record going across the Atlantic for the women's record. So that's also a possibility. But I know you never know what's next. It's opportunities just kind of present themselves, and you're either going to take them on or you're not. And so, it's kind of like whatever comes up. But I've been working at my rowing program and just working on things at home for a while, like trying to write the book and get the documentary done. So, thanks. It's people say that you can get handed a lemon and make lemonade, but it really doesn't mean anything until you actually do it. And that's like a lot of the politicians that's cut the budget for IHSS. It's like until they're actually walking in a caregiver's shoes or in my shoes, they don't really know what they're doing. Where's that? I wouldn't mind doing a little covert operation and handcuffing one of them to the bed saying, here's your phone call the IHSS workers, who you just fired. They're the one that's going to come get you out. Yeah.
Hi. Is there a minimum amount of sponsorship you will accept?
There's no minimum amount of sponsorship.
So you welcome all contributions?
I do. I welcome all contributions, and like I said before, in my other attempts at the fundraising and everything, funds that exceed the amount, should I ever raise that much money, go to the adaptive rowing program or go to other charitable things like our rowing equipment. We need boats. We need equipment. In Southern California, I have a hard time finding volunteers, believe it or not, so I actually have to hire coaches. Wow. I've been volunteering for 10 years. And it's kind of sad to think that no one will step up when I go on an ocean row. So I got to hire coaches. So funds in excess, or I try to raise money for our rowing program and put money back into it that way. I've been blessed to be able to do the things I have. I've had to work hard to do them. Like I say, when I pray for strength. Yes. I pray for strength, and God gives me the strength, and then I go out and do the work. I put myself, at my personal trainer, and I do all that work to train and to get ready. And like I say, every day, it's like God gives me the strength to go out and do that. And I try to give back, and the rowing program is my way of giving back. So,
do we contact you through your website? Is that how we do that?
The website or Ms. Parasurfer at AOL.com.
Ms. Parasurfer. Thank you very much.
I also have some cards if anyone wants a card or wants me to come out and speak at another event or do anything.